What's up, guys? Today we're at Lime Rock Park. We're finally getting to test out our beautiful ARM intake, intercooler, everything that they were able to send us that we bolted on after Pocono, after the turbo blew. So we get to finally test it. So the main objective today is to see, after running some hot laps, how hot our IATs get, because that's the whole point of buying this whole intake setup in the first place, and them being kind enough to help me out in getting them some data. So typically when we ran this track before with the stock intake setup and location, we were getting typically around like 160 degree IAT to like 170. Um, on like, this is a kind of a cool day. It's going to be like 80 out. And right now, so far, we haven't had any issues with the car, so that's been good. We haven't had any issues with the setup, which has also been good. It sounds sick. It's a nice design. The only thing I'm trying to get them to incorporate is this duct right here. So I feel like it would be very beneficial if they were able to sell something to help with the airflow to the intakes themselves. Because typically the setup only comes with just the relocated inlets. It has like a heat shield that comes with it. I'm not using it because of the fact that I have the vents here and I want the air to flow directly to the intakes. And it's probably kind of just getting mushed up in this area. So that's something we also need to figure out and sort out. So we're going to be out in 18 minutes. We're going to get some good footage. We've already gotten some good footage when I got my first setup out. And yeah, I'm really excited. So hopefully all this works out really well. And hopefully we see some good data. 102 degree IAT. Incredible. It's freaking, what is it? 70 degrees outside right now. The oil temp was at 255 pretty much the whole time after I got like 2 or 3 laps in. But 102 degree IAT, that is doing some work. This whole engine bay, you got to think, if the oil is that hot, the whole engine bay is going to be close to that. To have 102 IAT, that is fantastic. That just shows you that their products are really working, and like personally, I'm blown away. I cannot believe that it worked that good. Can you believe that? So, after action report, intake setup was a great setup. Our IATs hit 107 after our like 17th, 18th lap. Bear in mind, that's with the engine bay being over 200 plus degrees, because our oil temps were at 255-ish. Our coolant temp was around 236, and after all of that abuse and all that heat soak, having only 107 degrees IAT is pretty awesome. Like when we were at Pocono, we had like 150 plus, and it was 50 some odd degrees outside. It was not anywhere nearly as hot as it was when we were at Lime Rock. And as this graph will show, the 107 degree IAT was the highest peak temp that we had, which is, again, phenomenal. And honestly, this kit served its purpose. It's going to keep serving its purpose. I really love it. We want to add some ducting eventually that'll actually make the air flow specifically to the intercooler fins themselves. I've been doing a lot of research on that and seeing the actual benefit of having proper ducts flowing to that, so that way everything is constantly getting air exactly where it's supposed to be. Since we got rid of that oil cooler in the front, we've had lower oil temps too, and lower IATs, which also kind of helped the IAT situation. Now, as for like the install portion of this, I would say that install took us like roughly an hour and a half. Honestly, the only hard part, so to speak, in my personal opinion, was getting the outlets in, because the outlet, it's really a tight fit. They're much bigger than the factory location.
And I would also put as much heat shielding as you can on that silicone coupler because it's right up against the manifold area. Granted, it comes with a heat shield that bolts onto the side of the block, but again, you still have really hot temps right there, and it might potentially open that coupler. I've seen a lot of kits online do that. So I would just bear that in mind and maybe take that accordion heat shield that comes from the factory outlets and put that over that silicone piece just to be safe. Otherwise, we're happy with the product. It sounds great. It performed really well. And I guess the only thing up from here is just to get the IATs even lower, even setting up some water nozzles or something like that. But we're going to explore that in the future. So like, comment, subscribe, stay tuned for more content. We'll catch you in the next one.